Hello and welcome to this week's Monkey Nut podcast. We will take you through a weekly voyage of sci-fi, TV, film news with trailers and reviews and a fat man in a chair in Thailand. This week we'll be covering Star Trek 4 updates, boys prequels, James Gunn's fast-tracking Superman, Amazon's bringing Wolfenstein to life, plus we dive into alien horror, Dino War Zones, and classic Deep Space Nine. So, Keith.
Well, that was an intro.
I was trying to sound professional.
Give him a clap. Give him a clap. There's first time for everything. Hey, everybody. How are we doing? Yes, it's been a week. I haven't watched a lot. I did watch Alien. I'm watching some American Korean thing that's nearly finished. Yeah. What else have I done this week? I watched an amusing thing with Idris Elba and what's his face. I think it was called Heads of State. It was one of those really terribly bad, very entertaining movies.
I watched that. I've seen that too, and I really enjoyed it.
I did as well. I mean, it's terrible, bad, but it's really entertaining. Really entertaining.
I think they watched The Suicide Squad and went, these two work really well together. And they do work really well together.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I thought it was gonna be one. You look at the trailer, you go, God, another lame action movie, and it is a lame action movie. But it's an incredibly entertaining lame action movie. So yeah, I enjoyed that. But yeah, let's get into the news.
Get into the news? Oh, okay, yeah. That's throwing me. So let's
Oh no! What happened? Oh no! How terrible! That's just awful! How terrible! Oh no!
And I can't get to the notes in time. There is renewed optimism for the long-term delayed Star Trek 4, especially following Paramount's merger with Skydance. At a recent Star Trek convention, Simon Pegg, who plays Scotty in the rebooted films, shared some good news. David Ellison is now chairman and CEO of the newly formed Paramount Skydance and a dedicated Star Trek fan. And that passion might finally help revive the film has been in development limbo for years with previous stalled attempts. Even after script rewrites and director attachments, the franchise may be closer than ever to boldly going where no sequel has gone before. Fuck, I should have cut that out. I think if as long as JJ Abrams does not put his name against this, it's got a chance. Because I think his name is mud in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. I think anything to do with him is seen as toxic and not required. That being, if it's like kind of where you'd put new executive producers and bits in play and they do it, then it'll work. Otherwise, it's still going to be dead until he's gone.
I've heard that the repeatedly that Skydance Paramount are interested in reviving Star Trek movies. And the first Kelvin Universe movie did quite well at the cinema. Right? The second one did quite well because of the Benedict Cumberbatch thing, even though it was a rip-off of Khan. The third one, not so much. But I do like the casting in this. I've always liked the casting. I thought Pine as a Kirk was very good. Zachary Quinto as Spock was excellent. Carl Urban as Bones, just fucking perfect. And I would kind of like to see that again. But you've got to fix Star Trek. And I'm not sure that's possible. I mean, there are two projects that you keep hearing battered around, and that's the arch one is called Star Trek United.
Yeah.
And there's Legacy. I heard somebody mention something called Year One, but don't know what the hell that is. But I'd have a Legacy series and a United series. I'd love to see. I'm still quite a fan of Enterprise. And I'd like to see Archer back, if possible. I mean, although this week, Strange New Worlds this week, blink and you miss it, but it had a TARDIS.
Really?
Yes. There was a little Doctor Who nod, because there was this ship that swallows other ships up, and it swallowed up the Enterprise, and blink and you miss it, but one of the things that was in there was the TARDIS.
Okay.
So, I mean, Strange New Worlds is just so bad. I mean, yet again, it's a whole, you know, it puts Kirk's character in it sort of front and center. And I mean, you've already had William Shatner just gone completely bonkers at the terrible impression of him that was in that previous episode, because Shatner sort of released a reaction to it. So you got this character who is not Kirk at all. Pine is just a way better Kirk. And of course he flounders, so a woman has to tell Spock to go and make him good again, make him G him up. Spock doesn't do it on his own. He had to be told by a woman. And then at one point you look on the bridge of the Enterprise, right, and it is Pine, and every other person on there is a woman. But
you don't mean Pine,
single...
you mean Anson Mount.
Well, he is Pine. I mean, Anson Mount, but the character is Pine. He is the
only...
only...
sorry, I'm hearing Chris Pine in my head.
No, sorry. Pike, sorry. Pike is the only male character on the bridge of the Enterprise. And, it's not Scotty that saves the day. It's his, Scotty, all of them, has a mentor. Another woman. I mean, it's... If this had been new, it would have been all right. It's not like I'm against that, but it's just... It's rinse, dry, repeat. Rinse, dry, repeat. Rinse, dry, repeat. And it's cliche now. And I know Kurtzman is, bum chums with Russell T. Davies, so, they're both the fucking same in the way they think. But this is beyond ridiculous. I mean, Russell T. Davies has become a far leftist, and I would say that Kurtzman is pretty much the same thing, right? And what's the same? What's the similarity between far left and far right? They're both based on hate, right? And it's evident, And at least Strange New Worlds had one or two good episodes where the characters did something almost borderline Star Trek, and you could see Star Trek in its DNA. But now this third season is just terrible. I mean, it's terrible. It's badly written. They've spent all this money on it, and you can see the money on the screen. And you've got to wonder how the fuck he gets away with spending all the money on this shit. Because it is. It's not like it's well acted anymore. Most of the actors are phoning it in. The writers are definitely phoning it in, because all they're doing is they're employing writers that can only write themselves.
Yeah.
And they're all young. None of them have got life experiences, and you just don't see it on the screen. You don't.
It's strange, because I think the original Star Trek series had a lot of World War II vets in it.
Yes.
Which helped with the whole kind of military kind of aspect of it. Which is a good thing, because it kind of gives a different perspective. They always talk about diversity, but they always think the same. Yeah, there's no one there that thinks the same. I've heard the stories of writers and whatnot who have because they've had different perspectives. Like there was one writer, I think it was in the Star Trek room actually. It's a black writer, and he was talking about what was it? It wasn't just black people being mistreated; the Irish were being mistreated. Yeah, they didn't want to hear it, and they fired him for it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like, well, hang on a second. There's the term "paddy wagon." Have you ever heard that term, "paddy wagon"? Mm-hmm. Instantly assuming Irish people with criminals. Yeah, how does that? How is that? You know, and not a sign that other people were also being mistreated too. Yeah, and then there's the things the Chinese and the Japanese during the Second World War, and these things happen, and it's part of your history, but it's not what defines you. What defines you is now, how you react now, and if you don't stop seeing these things from the past, and it's like selectively, let me rephrase that, selectively seeing these things from the past, you're just going to be stuck in these circles. And I think that they talk about diversity, and they need it in the fucking writers' room. They need to have a couple of vets in the writers' room. They need to have a couple of they need some cops in the writers' room, some lawyers and some psychologists in the writers' room. People who have those sort of things attached to them, so they have a broader look on things. Yeah, and throw some scientists in there too for your techno babble. But those people, if you put that mixed group of people who've had that mixed experience together, you're going to come up with some decent stuff.
I mean, it's massively on show in Doctor Who and Star Trek that they just cancel anybody that doesn't agree with them. If you have a different political persuasion, you're immediately cancelled. If you're a Republican, you ain't in that writers' room. If you admit to being a Republican, you're not in that writers' room. And I'm just talking about US people. If you admit to if you are, even if you're like lean towards conservative sort of beliefs, and which is absolutely fine, you are immediately obfuscated. You're kicked out. You are not in there. And you see this now. This is Hollywood's problem. They have got rid of any opposing views, and when you do that, you can't write for shit, because you can only write from one perspective, and it is on show more in Strange New Worlds season 3, and I think it has been before. And it's clearly 30-something, 20-something people there who have either have the loudest voices, or are the ones that are writing those particular characters, and the characters are just not likable anymore. The one thing Strange New Worlds had going for it was that people kind of liked the characters, and whilst the first season was far from fucking perfect, it had promise, and then they just went off the fucking reservation with gimmick episodes to bring people in the second season, where we had to have a crossover with our parody of Star Trek. What the fuck? I know that you can have a parody series that can exist, but you don't cross that over with your actual serious series. And then you had this stupid musical episode, and it was a gimmick. It was to try and get people to watch it, and you throw a butt ton of money at this, and it just, I will say it, Strange New Worlds looks gorgeous. It does, but that's the only thing you can say about it. Going back to what the news story was, a lot of people now diss the Kelvin timeline and the Kelvin movies. I still quite like the first one. I quite like the second one.
Keith, I was an original hater.
I know you were. I know you were. No, you've never changed your mind about it. I don't think they were that bad. I think the cast, I liked the cast. I understand that people say, well, this is where it all began, and yeah, potentially that is where it all began, but it's still way, way better than any of the shit that they put on television. I wouldn't mind a full film, but I think they have got to fix it first. And the way you do that, the way you build back up credibility, is you give people what they want. No one, I repeat, no one asked for Academy except a very small bunch of people, and they just didn't want Discovery to end. So those voices that are going, oh, we want Academy, it's just the same fucking idiots that like Discovery, right? And look, there's always going to be a fan of every show, even the ones that get cancelled. There's always going to be fans of it, right? But that's Discovery, objectively bad, right? It's not just because I didn't like it. It is objectively bad. It does not fit in to the language of Star Trek. And I've heard people go, but the original series looks totally different to Next Generation. Yes, it looks different, but there's a language there.
Yes,
because it never came from hate, and you see it you see these people. I mean, Doctor Who, see, the last 2 seasons of Doctor Who, why did they go so bad? Because they came from a position of hate. Russell T Davies doesn't like you anymore. He doesn't like the fan base anymore. And you saw that, right? You see it in Star Trek. Kurtzman doesn't like the fan base. And he can't get over the fact that, you know, when he turns a blind eye because he went off and, you know, did another television series, he gave a fraction of his fucking budget, right, to Picard season 3 because it was the lowest rated of the Star Trek show. So it got the lowest fucking budget. I mean, its budget was like something like 25% of Discovery's budget. It was ridiculously low. That's why there aren't that many sets. I mean, they blew half their fucking budget on that Next Gen set, right, which was awesome, by the way. And they brought all the old Next Gen people back in. Legacy is by far... Sorry, Picard season 3 is the highest rated Star Trek show of all Kurtzman Trek. It beats Strange New World. It beats Discovery. It definitely beats Discovery. It beats Lower Decks. It beat them
Section
all.
31.
Well, so, no, I mean everybody panned.
Section 31. All right, so just something I figured out recently. In B5, yeah, there was an evil clandestine organisation that was help running the show and help, you know, President Clark and all that. It was called Bureau 13. Get the 13, switch it round, you get 31. I think they fucking lifted that wholesale.
Probably did. Well, we know they did.
Anyway, that's...
But in Deep Space Nine, it works. But here, it doesn't. But anyway.
I know. Anyway, let's park that here because I think the television part of Star Trek is pretty much dead to proper fans until someone gets proper stewardship of it. Yeah, someone who likes it, someone who cares for it, someone who understands the benefit of having actual diversity, not this fucking made up bullshit, and puts in the set and everything will be fine. Anyway,
bring back
with
Ira Blow.
that,
Anyway,
I think we should move on to the next one. So yeah, I'll do this one next.
Put a ticket in, make a name again.
oh, by the way, South Park episode 2 of the current season, highest rated episode of South Park in, I think it's something ridiculous like 12 years. Not relevant anymore. South Park's not relevant anymore.
Okay.
Viewed by 21 million people.
Okay. All right.
Just saying. Yes.
I'm trying to get
I
on
know. Go on.
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
You're throwing... you can't... Okay, please do not interrupt me at the start. Yeah, I need to get the flow going. Because now I'm not going to be able to read fuck all without sounding like a complete moron. And on that note, surprise expansion ahead. The Boys universe, Amazon has just unveiled the first look at Vought Rising, a gritty prequel series. Sorry, I've tried to use the a gritty prequel series that transports us back to 1950, chronicling the dangerous rise of Vought International. Jensen Ackles returns as Soldier Boy, decked out in a slick retro suit. Alongside him will be new allies and likely adversaries to emerge. We've got Bombsight, Private Angel, and Torpedo. Aya Cash reprises her roles as Stormfront, then known as Clara Vought. This twisted murder mystery digs into the origins of both the corporation and the superheroes, adding rich historical layers to the familiar chaos. The boys will be heading towards their finale, but the universe is still growing bigger. So one, I like watching Jensen Ackles. He's quite a good actor to watch on TV. You know, he's what do you call it? He's charismatic, shall we say? Yeah. And the ladies probably find it quite easy on the eye. And I heard something from, who was the actor? I think it was Michael Rosenbaum when they first met Jensen Ackles. And he goes, he looks good, he can do all these things, he's sporty, and he can fucking sing. When they went out, he did karaoke, and he blew everyone away. And he goes, I fucking hate him. That was his response. I hate him. I hate you, Jensen Ackles. But this would be interesting. The problem with the boys is the last kind of season's a bit off, and it's gone away from the comic book roots. It went away from the comic book so much that James Gunn could pinch a key part of the storyline and put it into Superman quite clearly and get away with it because they're not going to be doing it, which is annoying because it's a really good twist. And it's also the way, how can I put it? It's the way out of how do you beat Homelander. You beat Homelander with Homelander. And then you beat whoever's left with a crowbar.
I think the boys went off the reservation about 2 or 3 seasons ago. I think after its first season, it hasn't been particularly good. Gen Z was okay, but it's gone too political. And again, it decided, we'll be really clever and we'll wrap up again our distaste and hate of modern politics by wrapping it up in this. And of course it went shit. I mean, the one thing I'll say is that I do like the characters more in this, and again it does have a reasonably decent cast that are charismatic, as you said. You know, again, Carl Urban as
Billy
what's
Butcher.
his face, Butcher is brilliant, and you know the supporting cast work around it. It could have been, the first season had so much promise, and they went for politics and shock value over, I think, quality. They spend money on like a small person climbing into a penis, and it was only there for shock value. It didn't serve much in the way of story, and they again it's trying to get clickbait. It's this could be shared on social media so people will come and watch it. And the last season of The Boys wasn't particularly great. There were moments that were funny. The flying sheep were quite amusing. And there were bits that were quite interesting. I just don't understand how people are watching it, because so I was somewhat surprised that there's yet another bloody spin-off series coming. Although again, if The Boys hadn't gone off the reservation quite so much, I actually would be looking forward to this. And as you said, I can't forgive them for not doing that twist, because that twist on television would have been an amazing reveal.
And also, there's certain things that Homelander's done which he hadn't done in the comic book. So at the end, you're like, dude, this guy was fucking pushed over the edge. And he's gone from like massive arsehole to, oh my god, maybe he was maligned. And they missed that as an opportunity. They really did. They missed that as an opportunity to try and reframe it towards the end. And they really like doing that shit. I have no idea how they're going to... Yeah.
Well, I mean, Butcher's now got superpowers, although that happens in the comics. Not quite like on the TV. But yeah, Homelander's an allegory, as you know. And again, I'm not going to get into it, but you get rid of what would have been probably one of the most talked about twists in a TV show, right, for a long time, in order to signify your hate. And again, this is what I'm, we go back to this because again, this is on showing The Boys. But I will say that there are some things that are more likable about The Boys. But that is down to the cast of actors, not the writing. The actors are charismatic. They are good actors. As you said, Jensen, Ackles, Carl Urban. You've got the guy that plays, what's his name? The skinny one, who is actually quite likable. He was in...
Quaid.
Quaid, yeah. He was in... I loved his character. His brief fucking cameo appearance in... the
CIA agent.
He was as the wackadoodle in that. He was quite good. I quite enjoyed that. But he's quite good in this. The guy that plays Frenchie's quite good in this. The Japanese girl who again, they kind of sidelined her a fair bit until this season, then kind of went off the reservation with her as well a bit. Her character was quite interesting. And they fucking screwed that as well. And they did it all so they can have a fucking go at the American government. And it's getting ridiculous. And, you know, just tell good stories. And then you might find that people don't, you know, people sort of start to sort of not hate everything, not be so divided all the time. Maybe just start telling good fucking stories again. Anyway,
Do you want to hear something funny?
Go on.
I'll tell you something funny. I took the family to go to the cinema, and we could saw Fantastic Four or F1 or anything like that. Do you know what I took them to see?
Go on.
The Naked Gun. Do you know why? Because we need fucking comedies.
Yes.
We're taking ourselves far too fucking seriously. It's really annoying. I saw Naked Gun, and it was they were. It was great because I wasn't alone laughing in the cinema. And there was someone else, other people who probably felt a bit more comfortable knowing that 3 people at the back were at least laughing. But yeah, it gets tiresome. It really does. All this kind of this political sound, it gets tiresome. We want it going away. We want to have some fun. We want to enjoy ourselves. We want to watch a good story. We want to be told, you know, what's right and what's not what's right and what's wrong, but what's good and bad, etc. But yeah, it's annoying. But hey, we'll get Jensen Ackles in a TV series, and maybe the people who run it will be a little more toned down in their approach to stuff, and
They
that might work for
certainly
us.
were in Gen Z, right? So it potentially has some promise, and I liked seeing the like 1950s style superhero style costumes they've got in it. And again, it could be a really interesting era to you know, explore the characters, explore the stories. Don't use it for another fucking allegory. And if you do that, it actually might turn out to be really good and popular. Gen Z wasn't entirely bad.
No, it wasn't entirely bad. It was very mid. It was very mid. It felt very Smallville light. I think.
I agree. I agree with you. But the sort of character, the trans, not trans kind of character, at least they did something with that is new. And I mean, if you're going to do something like that, you're going to put a character like that in. Do something that people find interesting. And I will say that character, at times, was actually quite interesting.
Yeah, because they were actually two people sharing a body.
Yeah, they
sort
weren't.
Of thing.
They weren't just there to tick a box. They were there, and there was at least a story that had some interesting elements around it that developed around it. And that's why I will say, was it spectacular? No, you're right, mid-level. But it was toned down in terms of the crappy stuff that we had in the main series. But anyway, what's next, good sir?
Let's go on to our next story, which will be...
My name is Jeff.
Heart of the Capes. James Gunn has officially wrapped the treatment for the next installment of the Superman saga, confirming that production is being scheduled. Gunn assures fans that filming will begin much sooner rather than later, signaling that the Man of Steel journey continues sooner than expected. This fast tracking is part of DC's broader Superman saga, with its Chapter 1 God and Monsters initiative laying the groundwork for the next chapter involving the DC universe. Reduce the budget, lower your expectations, write a better film. Remember to use lubrication. That's my advice.
I saw quite an interesting statistic. Superman, the Man of Steel made $400 and something million, right? And back then, the average cinema ticket in the US was $8.50, right? Now it's almost double now in the cinemas, and this film's made 300 and something. So basically, it's roughly 30% of people have seen this that saw Man of Steel in the cinema. And people go, oh yeah, that's because people are just not going to cinema anymore. People are not going, the cinema is dead. Oh, because, streaming. Bullshit. Everyone I talk to still likes going to the cinema. Why don't we go to the cinema anymore? Because movies are shit. Right? I've gone to the cinema this year. This is the first time I've gone to the cinema this amount since pre-COVID, right? Because these were films I wanted to see for one reason or another, right? I enjoyed 3 of them. I still the jury's out for me on Superman. I still find certain things about it annoying. It's gone to digital very, very quickly. But apparently is doing reasonably well there. But the cinemas are dead because Hollywood are making shit movies, right? Hollywood starts making good movies again. People will go. You get 5 or 6 fucking Top Gun-esque movies a year, or 5 or 6 movies like F1. Cinemas will start doing well again.
So I'll be honest with you. I have been to the cinema more in the last 6 weeks than the last 6 months because I've had stuff to watch. F1, I think it started off with F1, Superman, Fantastic Four, Naked Gun. Oh, there's another one that I watched.
Jurassic, but you probably haven't seen that.
Jurassic. I've seen Jurassic. Yeah, I saw Jurassic Rebirth. I watched that, which was it was just good, but it was stupid. Oh, I have the antidote to Jurassic World Rebirth in our trailer watch when we get to it, and you'll go like that. It looks dumb and fun. Anyway, coming back to this, and there is a want there. The problem is firstly, Hollywood have done what the gaming industry has done. Yeah, if I can't have all the money, I'm not interested. Yeah, rather than just make some money. Yeah, with things like Naked Gun or the A12 films that get made, making some money at the cinema. They want all the money at the cinema. Unless it's $1 billion, I'm not interested. Yeah, every film has to be $1 billion. Well, no, hang on a second. If you adjust your expectations, you turn around and say, look, 750. We can make 750 out of this. What does our budget need to be for marketing? What does it need to be for production? Make the film around the money that you can make. Yeah? If it's more than that, fantastic. The next film can have a bigger budget and you can aim for the $1 billion. Stop it. Temper your fucking expectations because it just doesn't make any sense. I know what it is. You know what it is? It's fucking venture capitalist mentality when it comes to films. Yeah? We'll just throw shit at the wall. One of these will make us our money and one of them won't. And it doesn't work like that with cinema. Yeah? There were people when TriStar was bought out by TriStar and Columbia were bought out by Sony. The execs had to sit down to explain to Sony, yes, some of these films don't make money and the others support them, but we have to try it because we find something new every so often, and then we can do a sequel, and then we can make money off the back of the sequel. Or we train up someone who can then make a better film further on, and they learn from those lessons, and we get money down the line. They're all going to be fantastic, but our budgets and bits are all adjusted for that. And it's so annoying because retro cinema, watching things like RoboCop, John Carpenter's The Thing, the Alien trilogy, Blade Runner, and stuff like that at the cinema is fucking great. Do you know why? Because they're brilliant bits of cinema. Chris Nolan, yeah, Chris Nolan. Anything that Chris Nolan does, everyone's like, you know what? It's worth it because he makes a fucking effort. Yeah, you'll see something. Yeah, you will see a film where someone somewhere has made some effort, and it's weird because Chris Nolan has a big budget, but he has an independent filmmaker's mentality when he makes it, which is strange as all fuck. Yeah, and we want things. Take a few risks. Stop being risk averse. It's take a few risks. Some of them will work out, some of them won't. Just make sure that you give them the appropriate budget. Don't give. What was that one? There was a gay comedy, yeah, and for some reason they gave it about, I think it was $80 to $100 million. Yeah. Firstly, comedy, putting $100 million on a comedy ain't going to work. You need about 20 to 60. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to make your money back. And then the gay comedy on top of that. So there you've gone from an audience of 100% down to about 4% of people who are interested, and maybe a spillover. So it was 10% of your film going interested in that. You tried, but the budget should have been reduced to 20 million. You would have made money. He could have made a sequel. It would have been good. Yeah. People will see it, but you've got to make sure you temper those expectations. And James Gunn with Superman, as I said before, he needs to get Warner Brothers to temper the fucking expectations on Superman. Yeah, He can make it, and they can keep making these films and making money if they go through. My worry is that he's going to go bigger, more balls to the wall, and he's going to kill the DCU out the gate. Yeah? Drop the budget a bit, mate. Drop the budget. Also, I know you struggled with Superman, yeah? Because it did feel very ADHD. It felt like it was made for an ADHD audience, yeah? Now, I can cope with a bit of ADHD. It felt like it was the third film along, yeah, and everything had already been established. And I know you were like kind of you need to do a backstory thing like you did at the beginning of Fantastic Four, and you probably to the majority of the film going audience, you're right. So 80% of people would have benefited from that. But, you know, on the bright side, he's not doing what they do with fucking streaming, where we're gonna have to wait 4 fucking years for the sequel to it.
True.
Which is a good thing. But he needs to make sure he gets it right. He can write scripts. He can do broad appeal to people. Yes, he just needs to. So he can make it. Also, the other thing too is put one of those muscle suits under bloody David Cornsweet, because he is quite a big chap, but it doesn't show in that suit. It makes him look tiny in comparison to like Henry Cavill or
I agree.
Even Brandon Routh.
He was little. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, and I think Peacemaker season 2's back. At the end of this week.
Oh, it's Peacemaker. It's not just Peacemaker. It's Peacemaker and the Green Lantern.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
And apparently, what's his mush? Oh, he was in Firefly. I can't remember his name. I can picture his face. Played Guy Gardner. Nathan Fillion. I was going to call him Nolan something. Nathan Fillion has said he's never sworn so much on camera in his entire career, which sounds like it's going to be fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
That is in James Gunn's wheelhouse for that kind of. Yes,
I agree with you. And we've always, I mean, when we were talking about Superman, both of us were like, I really like Peacemaker, and I did. I liked Peacemaker because that fits James Gunn's kind of style, and it fits it perfectly. And I've seen the trailer and for season 2, and I'm going, I can't wait for it. Really enjoy it. Cast perfectly. He is likable. I'm looking forward to it. I've got to watch Superman again, but it bothers me that there's no setup. There's no explanation for these people. There's no. That's the bit I can't.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw this at you because I think this is where the logic came from. Yeah, we know Spider-Man's origin, don't we?
Yes.
And we've seen Spider-Man's origin quite a few times, yeah?
Yes, and we didn't need it again. And we didn't need Superman's origin again.
And Batman's origin, yeah?
Yes, agreed.
Yeah? So, I think that he just turned around and went, setting up an origin might be pointless. It may piss people off.
I didn't need a Superman origin. I needed an origin of the story you're trying to tell. And I keep saying that, and there's a difference. You're not telling... We know the character... We don't need the character's origin. We need the origin of the story that you're trying to tell. The character, we know where he came from. We've seen it. We've read the comics. Okay. Everybody knows where fucking Superman came from. We don't need another fucking baby scene crashing to fucking Earth, blah, 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 blah. Joel, blah, 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 all of that. We didn't need any of that crap, right? But we needed an origin of the story that you're trying to tell. And with Superman, you come in halfway through the current story. Forget Superman's bat pass. Don't need that. Don't need him coming to Metropolis. We could have started the movie with him already set up in Metropolis, already working at the Daily Planet, saving people. You could have opened up a scene with Superman saving people, and everybody goes, "This is familiar." What you did was you opened up with a scene where he got his ass handed to him, right? And then you cut to Lex Luthor, and you've got all these people around him and you don't know who the fuck they are. It's like, why are they there? What is their motivation for that? Why are they all in fucking Hawaiian shirts on a beach?
Do you need to know the story of James the photocopier guy?
I know what you're talking about, but it's not that. It's
Have you right, can I ask you something? Hang on, hold on. Have you seen any of the DC animated things, like kind of Flashpoint and stuff like that?
I love Flashpoint.
Did they do something similar in those things? And the answer is they fucking
did.
Yes,
but they didn't what the difference was, they were generic henchmen, right? And you knew they were generic henchmen, and it was done in the comic book style. The thing about Superman was, you felt that these people were something, they just weren't telling you, right? They weren't generic henchmen because they weren't, right? They weren't. The people that were around him in the top of that tower, the way the camera kept just focusing on them and then has interactions with them alone, right? You never got that with henchmen. Henchmen were just henchmen, right? Generic, right? You know, Batman 66, right, you knew, again, the setting, when you see henchmen wearing silly shirts, they're still henchmen.
So all right, so you've got the crew, say like the Dark Knight Returns, you've got the crew working with Two-Face, who are planning on robbing the bank, and he's planning on blowing up the 2000. They never know. They spoiler warning. They never know that, yeah. But those henchmen, they seem quite distinct, yeah. You've got the bit where Batman first comes back, yeah, and you've got the guys in the house, yeah, and they fucking kill one of the other guys because Batman kind of sets it up like that.
You knew who they were. You knew
where
they. Yes, they did, because you get an explanation for it. Joker makes a comment somewhere in the Dark Knight.
Go back.
You're talking about where the Joker attacks.
The Dark Knight
Returns.
Returns. The actual animation.
Yeah.
You've got, and in the comic too, the bit where he attacks the guys in the abandoned building when he first comes back.
Yes.
Yeah, and he tricks them into shooting, killing one of them. Yes. Yeah, and then he beats the crap out of the others, yeah, and breaks a few legs here and there. Yes. Right, so you've got that. You never get a backstory for them. It just happens. No. Yeah,
but that's
what I think he's going for.
Gotham crooks, and it works in a comic book and in a cartoon. It doesn't work on film when you try and insinuate that there's something there. The problem is, Gareth, they weren't generic, right? They weren't generic enough. Right, that it insinuated something. It was by if you just had people on a beach, but they were all young, right? They were all of a particular type of person, right? There was something going on there that I think got cut from the movie.
Oh, I hope to God there is the extended version.
There is really something.
I think the extended version will probably bridge all your gaps.
You see, because what you're saying is, I know what they are. In Dark Knight, they're generic fucking Gotham crooks, and Batman
and what you've got is you've got generic tech people,
but they weren't.
That's why they all look like they work for Google.
Yes, but that was it. Why Google? You're right. You're bang on the money. Why Google? What?
Because James Gunn doesn't like fucking Google.
And it probably is that. I think he doesn't like Generation X. But it's not the type. But it's not the type of people that would immediately try and hate Superman, right? It didn't make any sense. If you just had generic bad guys, right, saying generic lines like, I'm going to get him, see? You know, that kind of thing. I'd understand it, right? Generic comic book bad guys. But these weren't. They were all nerds.
Hold on. He put some layer and some nuance in there.
But there wasn't nuance. It was Generation
There was.
Z.
It was like you could see that these people...
They were Google employees. You're absolutely right. They're Google employees. But Google employees are not evil. They're fucking demented, but they're not evil.
Google people, they are evil.
I know what you're saying. But
remember, hang on a second, hold on a second. Remember, Google's slogan is "Don't be evil," and then they removed it, which means that now they can be evil.
Yeah. I know what you're getting at, but there was just. There was some, because they were slightly more nuanced, right, and not generic. You felt like you were missing something. I think that's the best way I can describe it. I feel like I was missing something when I saw them. The Hawaiian shirt, they weren't generic henchmen. They weren't like Batman 66, where they're all some fucking guys that they've just picked off the street and thrown into thing. And the Penguin is the one at the front, and it's all these generic bad guys. That's the thing.
Right. So James Gunn did one thing which I have my biggest problem with Superman, yeah? Superman is fucking unstoppable, and he has to fight god tier bad guys or cosmic level bad guys, yeah, for him to have any kind of threat or any kind of danger. And if you remove that threat and you remove that danger, there's no tension, yeah? There is absolutely no fucking tension. If he can't lose, no tension. So James Gunn probably looked at it the same way and went, right, I know what I'm going to do. I'll start off. He can beat her, yeah. Our hero can take a beating, and because he can take a beating, he can die. If he can die, there's a risk that he will lose. Ergo, tension. Yeah, does that make sense? That's why he opened up with that. No, I think that for me, that's why it worked. Yeah. My biggest thing is the whole Jarrell thing. Yeah.
Oh, don't even get me going on that.
I'm really hoping that gets undone. I hope that gets undone. Really, seriously, I hope that gets undone and say there was some corruption in there or someone was lying or this, that, and the other. Yeah. That Zod got it there. Yeah. Something along those lines, which would be good. Yeah. It was Zod put that in there. Zod's last thing was, before he gets in the Phantom Zone, puts that message there to confuse, to help him. So when he escapes, he'll be on his fucking side. Something along those lines. But we don't know until we get there.
I'm going to make a prediction right now. I think Supergirl's going to be the better movie. And I think people are going to like it more.
I think you're right, but you're going to go, it's not Supergirl.
Yes, you might be right. But I think it's going to be the better movie. And if the rumours are correct, it's testing very well. So we'll see. Anyway,
we'll see.
I know
you know what?
Yeah.
Do you know what? When it comes to the public perception, I think you're absolutely spot on. I think because, one, she's going to be a flawed superhero. We've already seen that. And I think that's going to be the bigger appeal because they come back to Superman being perfect and whatnot. And the tension is not there. It's more interesting, and this is why you like the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, watching incompetent people do things that competent people would struggle with, yeah?
Yes. But
that's exciting and that's interesting.
It's annoying because I just don't think he made the movie that he was capable of. But I will say this, Millie Alcock, who plays Supergirl, is another one of these very charismatic actresses, and I think immediately she's just likable. So, I mean, she's easy on the eye, but that's not she's likable. And she was likable in House of Dragon. So, yeah, anyway. We've got to move on because we've got a lot more to cover.
All right, Gold Member. Don't play the laughing boy. There are only two things I can't stand in this world. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch.
What?
Amazon MGM Studios is taking a plunge into gaming lore once again with a live-action Wolfenstein TV series adaptation, led by showrunner of Station 11, Patrick Somerville, and executive producer Jonathan Nolan, Lisa Joy, Athena Wickham, James Altman, and Machine Games' Jerk Gunnerstuff. The series embraces the franchise's key ethos behind the bold tagline. The story of killing Nazis is evergreen. Centered on World War II soldier William B.J. Blazkowicz, the show sets to the franchise's alternate history where the Nazis wielded occult and sci-fi weaponry and deployed in the early stages of the war, winning it. It's good ground to do some good TV, but it needs to be action based.
Yes.
It needs to be action based.
And the people's names you've just read off, Jonathan Nolan and who was it?
Lisa Joy.
Weren't they the ones that were behind Westworld?
And Fallout.
Well, Fallout, arguably first season pretty good.
Wait for the second season.
Wait for the second season because Westworld. Again, first season will probably be amazing. Then it'll just go off the reservation.
Note that they're not the showrunners; they're the executive producers. So they're just making sure that. I think part of me is like they do kind of respect to the game bit, but they still kind of play to the Hollywood mentality that video games is a lesser perceived art form than movie making. I'm sorry, movie making doesn't make as much money, guys. So it's good, and I like the idea of an alternate Nazis, and if you've got the occult part in there, and you've got the alternate they call it diesel punk in Wolfenstein. your kind of diesel punk aesthetic and whatnot, yeah. And at the same time, you can kill Nazis in many brutal ways and get away with it, because there's only two groups of people that you can kill on TV and film and in games, and they're fine, and that's aliens and Nazis, unless they're alien Nazis. Look at fucking Star Wars.
Wasn't there was a film and they made a sequel, and I think I've seen the sequel, but
Iron Cross.
Yes.
Iron Cross.
Is it where the Nazis
Iron
kind
Skies
of stay on the moon and
to
come
the moon.
back? Yeah.
Did you
It's
watch
terrible, but it's so good.
Black guy white.
Yeah.
To make the black guy white, that's fucking hilarious, because the poor actor's got a white up, and
it's strangely quite a good film, and I heard somewhere that it was influenced by Wolfenstein, because it is kind of steampunk. Nazi flying saucers, I fucking love that. And isn't like a sequel where Hitler's riding on the back of a T-Rex?
No, that is.
I'm sure that's the sequel to it.
No, that's not that. That's the one with Hacker Man in and Odin, and it is and Dino Cop. Because it's absolutely fucking mental, that one. It's the one where they get Hacker Man to hack time so they can go through time. It's oh my god, because they're doing a sequel to it, and they've got a major TV star in it. Fuck, I'm gonna have to go and find that trailer now. Give me right. Keep talking. I'm looking.
Well, I mean, I have to admit, I did hear about this. But we covered
Kung
Warhammer,
Fury.
not Wolfenstein. Yeah, we covered Warhammer, which also is interesting. Henry Cavill. Look, they did a damn good job with Fallout, the first season. I think they can do a good job with this. Yeah, look, it's good. It's good. We should get into the comments, because we got to have another argument in a minute, and so we've got to do the trailers first.
It's just gonna be all right. Thailand, this blah blah blah.
We'll talk about it. It's not just
Chuck. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I haven't closed my thing down.
Excuse me. You're missing one very vital ingredient.
Oh, fuck off, Keith. You tried to. You can't do this on your own. I know this.
I can't. It doesn't let me do it. So I would put it in myself. There you go.
There we go. Let's go to the comment. Chuck was in first. Hi, Chuck. Well done. Gold star to you. Followed by Steve. Hi, Steve. And then and then we've got. How does this stupid points thing work?
No idea what he's talking about.
I've no idea, unless he's on. The only thing I've got the points on is probably Twitch, but hey, can't figure it out. I'm gonna have to check out what this is. Oh, Laurie's in. Hi, Laurie.
Hi, Laurie.
There you go. Star Trek one here. How come Strange New Worlds has a holodeck? TOS didn't. Yeah. I don't fucking know.
And the holodeck looked exactly like the next gen holodeck as well, and that was just like member berries. Remember when? So you're right, Steve. That was bullshit. Anyway.
Yeah. And despite knowing when I'm starting, you're bloody late, woman.
And Gareth sleeping on the patio tonight.
It's more comfortable, I'll be honest with you. I don't get the duvet taken away from me. Biffa! Hi, Biffa.
I solved that one by buying 2.
Oh my god. The musical episode of fucking Strange New Worlds. What the hell was that about?
Klingon Broadway band. Klingon boy band.
Broadband? Klingon broadband.
Yeah,
when you get high speeds up to
Klingon...
2 gigabits with Klingon broadband.
Kaplar it. Oh, that's. You could also use that. You could have a product a bit like Sillet Bang. It's not Sillet Bang. It's Kaplar it, and it's gone. Hi, I'm Barry Klingon. There's an advert there.
I'm Barry Gowron.
Yeah, Barry Gowron. Yeah, there you go. Barry Gowron. Kapla! It's gone.
Kapla! And the Dominion are gone. Kapla! And the Borg are gone. Kelvin Time rewrote Star Trek lore, no respect. Yeah, this is why I didn't like the original that original Star Trek film, because it didn't feel very Star Trekky. It felt more It was fine, but it was so broad. I think it wasn't Star Trek.
At the time, I argued that was a way that you could, because at the time that it came out, like, Star Trek wasn't cool, and they did kind of make Star Trek cool again. But I know
Star Trek is not cool. Star Trek was never cool.
I know.
Star Trek was nerds and geek culture.
I know.
That's culture. Hang on a second. I'm complaining because that's cultural appropriation.
Yep. I still don't mind the first one, but I know why people don't like it, and I can't disagree with what he's saying.
I heard that Star Trek Academy and Star Trek Academy are Section 31 shows couldn't get made. I don't think they got made. I think they did get made. I think what happened was they were announced before they were approved, and it forced the fucking studio's hands to spend money.
Despite what Kurtzman claims, Star Trek Academy is not a new thing. Star Trek Academy they tried to make Academy when they were going to make Enterprise, and it was decided they would make Enterprise over Academy. Academy's been around for years.
It wasn't just Enterprise. It was also when they did TNG.
Yes, well, I mean, an Academy style show's been around for years. What Kurtzman did was resurrect that so he could continue on Discovery, his pet project. Trouble is, Discovery was shit. Kurtzman doesn't like Star Trek. He said it, right? He's even said back in the day, and that's been scrubbed from the internet by studios all over the place. He said that it was just a platform for him to, talk about his thing, and that's evident. And
everybody is doing it. Advertisers are doing it. TV show people are doing it. Games makers are doing it. Filmmakers are doing it. Probably in the fucking music industry too. And we just don't want to buy it. If you're political, get yourself a fucking podcast, and do it on your podcast, but keep it out of your stuff. You're fine to do that. But think about the broader audience, We want away from this shit. Oh, Jensen. Oh, fuck off. Oh, sorry. No, darling.
I knew. When he said, apparently he's easy on the wife. I nearly made the comment, so your wife fancies him then.
There's a couple of women at work who fucking like a bit of Jensen Ackles if they could get him. If he was a cake, they'd be in trouble. South Park is not relevant only to those foolish of Americans who easily identify their red hats. Lol. Is that an in-joke reference?
Yes. Because the White House, the first South Park episode that was put out was called Not Relevant and hadn't been relevant in 20 years by officially by the White House. They actually put a statement out for it. Okay. But it just makes me laugh because the second episode
all I want, take the piss and make it clever. The worst thing is that is not their best Donald Trump piss take joke. The best one they've done is Sassy Justice. Have you seen Sassy Justice?
Yes, I do.
Brilliant. It's hilarious.
I think they missed a beat. When Trump put that out, they should have just turned around and go, so you like gay fish then? Because that would have been a great callback to the fact that they kind of took the piss out of this with Kanye West, where they told a joke that doesn't make sense in the show because they knew that Kanye West would get wound up by it, and in real life, and that's exactly what happened. I
don't think that would happen with Donald Trump. I'm sorry.
No, but that should have been that they should have been. Well, he did. He put out a statement saying it's not relevant, and it's the most it's the most popular it's been in nearly 20 years. The views that second episode got is ridiculous. Now, okay, putting JD Vance on and making him talk like the little midget from Love Island and having him rub oil into the devil's ass is genius. But I mean, they seem to be doing one every other week at the moment, so I think we're due one this week. Fuck knows who they're going to attack this week. But yeah, it's doing reasonably well.
Okay.
So that was what that reference was.
All right. Okay. That's fine. I'm sure it had. It's weird because it says it got 6 million views. I'm sure it's had more than 6 million views,
Yeah,
and I've lost
it
my
has.
mouse. More importantly, in the
I've got
past.
your
That is-
comment time.
I'm just getting on. Busy morning. What's up? Says Angel.
Hey,
Hi,
Angel.
Angel. And then he's now on YouTube. I got Twitch working. I can see the Twitch comments.
You might regret telling them that.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Angel's fine. It's fucking Paul and bloody Echo are the ones that I need to worry about. The Knee Villa makes new quality movies.
I'm not sure what he's talking about.
Put some in the chat because it's these mid-tier films are a bit more interesting. I know there's one called Weapons that I want to watch. It's just like a horror anthology. Superman. Okay, it's fine. You don't like Super. I liked it. You don't like it? No, it's yours. I can get it. Keith doesn't like it. Means that we're no longer friends. He has to understand this. Gen X is one of the best generations. Yes, being one of the last of the Gen X generations. Yes, they are. I'm no fucking millennial. That's an inside joke. So yeah, it's right. Blues Brothers 2 rubbed out 2 Nazis. Love that was that was oh bloody Blues Brothers. The car chase at the end was one of the most expensive car chases in all history, and they totaled fuck knows how many cars. It's actually really entertaining. That I've always I don't know, he might be talking to you, Keith.
I think he's referencing something we were talking about.
I think he is too. As the drop into the ground in Chicago. I don't know about that. Is everyone getting XP off of watching our channel? I know that Twitch does points because I spend them to wind fucking Angel up all the time. There's a great knock thing he has on his stream, which pisses him. Well, it doesn't piss him off. It scares the shit out of him. He's not paying attention, and I love triggering it off when I think he's not paying attention.
Maybe YouTube's done
Twitch.
something we don't know about, but I don't watch many live streams. I just do one.
Yeah. In my defence, I was busy sorting something out for our son. That's why I was late to the show. Oh yeah, excuses.
Now you see, ladies and gentlemen, that's what you call a verbal slap.
I like this. US lawmakers all suck. Try UK lawmakers.
Oh, dude, you have.
You've got it fucking easy. You really have. We're heading towards 1984, which will be 2084. All of them red, all of them blue. Yeah, no, I get that. I always like to think of it this way. How do you like decay? Fast or slow? But we'll stay that. You think... Go check out who Keir Starmer is, Chuck. Seriously, go check out who Keir Starmer is. He's a fucking idiot. He really is. Sorry. We're having our privacy currently invaded. And certain laws where you're not allowed to talk about certain things which are curtailing our free speech. And now we are just one bracket away from being in a fucking dystopian dictatorship. And you think you've got it bad because you've got an orange guy in the fucking White House you don't quite like. Trust me, I would take 10 of him over one Keir Starmer. And I would never wish that on a Keir Starmer on anyone. Sorry, we got really political then. I haven't seen Superman yet. Give it a watch. You'll probably like it. I hate that knocking thing though. It's great. That and my check-in. My check-in's fantastic. Steve is your leader with 75 XP. I'm gonna have
What the hell are you guys talking about?
It's returned to the World of Warcraft all of a sudden.
I have no idea.
The bar set very stupidly high here. Oh, well, we beat you. We beat you. Go, just seriously, go Google some stuff and you'll be like... All right, anyway. And it's, hang on, last one. My check-in is the best. I have to find it. I will have to find the clip if I can. And then play it later. So. I got some trailers for us to watch. And I have... I'm going to do the Kung Fury one first.
Oh, I know
So
this.
wife's just said...
Go on, I'll
so
watch this. It's
on
funny.
stream. Can't remember if it's Michael Fassbender in it, but hey. Oh, fuck me. It's 10 minutes. No, I can't do that. I want the trailer. Sorry, I need the... There we go.
New leader. Michael Fassbender. The best goddamn FBI agent in the world. Fury, meet your new partner.
I hear you're the best Miami's got. That means dick all to me. You want to catch Nazis? Then you follow my code.
We follow the police manual.
I play by 2 rules. Rule 1. In this fucked up zoo of life, there are too many lions trying to eat the innocent monkeys. So when a lion gets loose, I eat that goddamn lion. I eat its ears, nose, testicles, the whole kit and caboodle. Then the other lions realize it's pretty fucked up, and they stay in their stupid cages. I eat lions every goddamn day. If you're not prepared to do the same, then you hang up that hat, walk out that door, and you never come back.
I love the fucking
Catch my
commitment.
drift, compadre.
There.
I'm not your goddamn compadre, fuckstash.
Fucked.
I don't give a shit what you are. You want to make a justice omelet? Let's crack some.
Anyway.
What is this?
Have you never seen Kung Fury?
No, maybe I should now.
Go to Netflix, find Kung Fury, watch Kung Fury. It's fucking mad and brilliant. It's absolutely fucking bonkers, crazy. You will just go, this is mad, but I'm enjoying it. Okay, all right. So let's. I've got a trailer here for Predator's Badland, which we've had for a while, but I've never got around to putting on. So let's watch this.
So this is your first hunt. And you've come to the most dangerous planet in the universe. You're after a creature that can't be killed. The definitive apex predator. I could help you. Well, good luck with your journey. Here, you're not the predator. You're the prey.
Right. The reason I show you this is
We might not be alone in this hunt.
hunting the most dangerous thing in the universe, and there's lots of Weyland-Yutani things. I wonder what it could be.
You think it's a xenomorph?
I think it's a fucking xenomorph. It's either that or another predator. That's it. If it's another predator, it's going to be a letdown. But there's evidence, and they keep pointing at little predatory things in Alien Earth. Anyway, I'm going to keep an eye out for that. I know it's probably not your thing. but when it comes out, I'll give it a watch and
I might
give
watch
you my
that.
thoughts on it. It's November. That's when TV hits the peak. So this is a trailer, and I describe this as an antidote for Jurassic World. And it does something that my brother, I'll tell you at the moment, which my brother says makes all trailers, and you'll go, oh yeah.
I heard you got to. Nice work, Baker. You gotta be a lunatic if you're gonna be a vulture. Let's see what you guys think of this next mission. 3 days ago, I lost my Green Berets. We're gonna drop you in right here, in that valley. We got our job. Find those Green Berets.
One female Russian survivor.
Them be raptors.
No, they're Trudons.
And that's not an option. Listen, my mission is to get my men home, not fight dinosaurs. I'm gonna go find them, dead or alive.
We won't survive an hour. We'll let them die.
Better get fueled up and get ready. We're doing what you want. We're probably all gonna die screaming because of it.
That's a T-Rex. Okay, a Vietnam War movie crossed over, and that's Thailand, by the way. A Vietnam War movie crossed over with
fucking dinosaurs in Vietnam.
How?
I don't know how, but it looks entertaining and stupid.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But it will do the one thing. It will do the one thing that I've always wanted to do in Jurassic Park and shoot the fucking dinosaurs. Please, for the love of God, why did you go to the island and have one gun?
You make a very valid point.
One fucking gun. You fucking Americans, for crying out loud. If there was a Texan there, it'd be embarrassing.
Vietnam movie crossed over with dinosaurs. Who knows? So that's the movie that we've been waiting for. I'll give you it. I want to see that.
And those things are Trudons, and I know this because they feature in David's book quite heavily.
Fair enough.
So, and they are more like the raptors in Jurassic Park than the raptors in Jurassic Park were in reality. So you're going to have them shooting down, and it'll be more accurate at this point in time for the knowledge that we've got of dinosaurs and stuff than it would be for then. So
yeah, I'll give you that. That looks good. I've not heard of that until now, and that looks amazing. When's that out? Is that? I'm assuming that's a movie. Yes,
that's a movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. To
I'm
see
fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind a bit of Tricia Helfer. So yes, as my antidote for Jurassic World Rebirth.
I'll give you that.
So I just saw that and I went, I have to show, because I don't think I've sent it to you. I'm sure I didn't send it to you. And it was like, I have to show you that because I've got the perfect thing for that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's definitely, I'm going to go to the cinema and watch some people shoot dinosaurs. Because that's something I've always wanted. All right, so I'm gonna
let you talk first, right? Because this is really much your baby. So, Gareth, explain to you everyone why you're right and the internet's wrong when it comes to Alien Earth.
No. Hang on a second. I'm right. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying that there are quite a few killjoys on the internet who want to just shit on everything. Yeah,
I agree with
They're
you.
arseholes, yeah, and they all shit on everything. And we both know this happens, and they've made careers out shitting on everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't think this is back. I love my fucking Alien lore. So let me just do a quick introduction. Alien Earth is a prequel set 2 years before the 1979 film, where a crash on Earth collides with ruthless megacorporations and chilling human experiments where human minds are uploaded into synthetic bodies. Our entry point is Windy, a child's consciousness in an adult synth. Caught between corporate power play, survival horror, and a franchise's classic, What Makes Us Human debate. Think xenomorph dread, techno thriller, politics with an unmistakable alien DNA. It's from the US's FX/Hulu, and it's here on UK Disney Plus. So that's just a quick thing, just to kind of get into it. I've read a lot of the Alien books and backstories and bits, yeah, and it's quite clearly Noah Hawley has too, because there are lots of kind of references and stuff in there. The Foma is one, which is from Alien Sea of Sorrows. So first thing is that they are, how can I put it? Angel, you should have watched it by now. Me and Paul were talking about it on Friday, yeah. You're gonna have to plug your ears. So. You've got a setting issue, yeah. Right. So I have a couple of issues. I have a couple of issues. The one is that the brother is an unlikable character. Yeah.
I will agree. Can I just say, ladies and gentlemen, we had a bit of a Barney about this before we started.
Oh, yes,
not
we did.
an argument.
Oh,
but
yes.
I will say,
Nerd fight.
I will say one thing. I just want to say, and then you can. I did like the opening scene. I love the fact that it matches the 1970s look and feel of it. I don't entirely dislike this. I'm just saying that there was some laziness in it, but it is not typical of this. This is just typical of American Hollywood, and the way they depict this country, and it annoys me. Apple fucking learnt that last year with a very bad advert, and this has done the same thing. But it's a pet peeve of mine more than anything.
Keith, cyberpunk dystopia, yeah. It's a cyberpunk fucking dystopia. That's the Alien setting. It is a cyberpunk. You got an evil corporation.
With you. And the ships.
Hang on a second.
Go on, you carry on. You were going to say there were things you didn't like.
So the things I didn't like, the well lit xenomorph. I don't like seeing it well lit. It should never be well lit. It should always be in the shadows, lurking around. You shouldn't get a really good look at it. You should get flashes of it. There's a couple of bits where you just get flashes of it, and it works really well. There was a little bit of misplaced humor at one point in the second episode, which I didn't like, and I know you'll probably go, oh yeah, I know what that bit is there. The lip across the top, I don't like the lip across the top, and the brother doesn't work as a character because I don't care for him. Yeah, they're my big problems with it. There's a few continuity issues that I've got with it, like the ship's supposed to be away for 65 years. They wake up, they talk about Prodigy Corporation that's only appeared in the last 10 years, and then they go back to sleep. Which everyone who criticises has missed. I'm like, it's fucking off.
Yes, but was that right at the beginning of the... Oh, no, because they said they're not... Yes, because they said they're only 4 months from Earth and they've been gone for 65 years. Yep, you're absolutely right. Yep, you're right. Yep.
Missed that. Everyone who's criticised it has missed that point. Yeah, they wake up and go to sleep. Yeah, and it's it looked like the crew was supposed to be in rotation. You got the impression that there's one crew in, one crew out, one crew in, one crew out. But because they wanted to set the scene to make everything kind of good, they woke them up, they had breakfast, they went back to bed. Yeah? And it wasn't like it showed them doing like maintenance or plotting courses or checking things or checking the specimens or anything like this. They just had breakfast and went to bed. That was the opening.
I felt like there was something cut in the middle there. The first episode feels a bit mystery box, right? Because it's flutting between timelines, right? Because stuff happens when they go back to sleep again. Everything's fine. Okay, they've got it in for Mr. Chan, who is a robot, I'm assuming. But you know,
I think Mr. Chan, or his name is Mr. I don't think it's Mr. Chan, Mr. Hen or something. has survived the crash, along with the
I
other.
thought they were calling him
Mr.
Mr. Chan. The Asian dude that was staring at the
the woman who was clearly impregnated with an alien thing. Yes, I think it was Mr. Chan. I think. Anyway, keep going.
That whole episode that you seem to be fluttering between different points in time. So that was why I was asking you: are we sure they're just waking up? Do we miss the bit where they wake up and then go back to bed again? And I'm pretty sure we do. I think there's something we're not seeing there, and I think it's Mystery Box, and it's going to flip back. To explain to everybody, I have a problem with the setting purely because it says 2120. Let me have this point. It says 2120, then it shows a Thailand that looks exactly like Thailand now. Like it hasn't evolved in 120 years.
With some big spaceships, some flying cars, and a crashed alien.
It crashes in. Yeah, but again, Americans think they've made Bangkok look modern. That is Bangkok. The only fucking thing that they've superimposed was that building that it crashes into. Everything else, where they're filming from, I even know the building they're filming from. Right? America thinks that this is a backward country, and like that it's not going to change in 120 years. The opening scene where the brother is walking on the thing, on the thing, it was like, why does Thailand look like Thailand now? You know, why is he wearing the same clothes that you would see most travellers wearing now? And I see them every fucking day, right? Wearing Hawaiian style shirts, right? My problem was that they could have changed the clothes slightly. It's a more of a look. It is a pet peeve, right? I did actually quite like the first episode. The things I didn't like, and you're absolutely right, and both of you have just hit on something that I couldn't quite put my finger on, and I need to go back and watch it again now, is the xenomorph is too well lit. You're absolutely right. You're bang on. And that was something that was bugging me, and I hadn't realised it was bugging me, but you're right. The brother is annoying. I already got the Peter Pan analogy. I get that it's dystopian because that's the alien. This feels more alien than that movie did that was on with the one. Yeah. This feels more interesting. It bugs me. It bugs me because this is how America depicts Thailand sometimes, and the view of it. That pissed me off, and I suppose that probably detracted me from probably what is actually probably a pretty good TV series so far. I disagree with the internet, by the way. I disagree with the fandom menace because I don't see it. The Critical Drinker is very critical of it, and he doesn't make a career out of shitting on everything. But that being said, I think if you like Alien, it does feel like Alien in ways, and it does feel, and you're right, there is probably a lot of Alien lore that I don't know that you know in there, so I can probably understand why you like it now. What about the second episode?
So the second episode, right, so one thing in alien lore, which is kind of established if you read the books, yeah, the alien does kill if it can't capture you, if it can't eat you, yeah, it will kill you and then run off. It's established. That's one of the things. It's one of the things that Ripley says if it can't kill, if it can't capture you, it'll kill you and run off. And if you watch Alien, it's obvious that it's been killing people and running off. Yeah. And if you watch Aliens, it's a bit different because they're kind of trying to set up a colony and this, that, and the other. And some people don't understand that. And it's the one thing that's it does. And Critical Drinker got that wrong. Yeah. And you can, and that kind of knocked me a little bit because it's like no, it doesn't. That's the one thing that kind of sets it itself from others, because if it sees you, it's going to wipe you the fuck out. Yeah. And the bit where the guy gets. What's it in the second episode? Morrow's, that's his name. When Morrow's is here, he gets caught and he's phoned it up, which is something from the book called The Sea of Sorrows. And he's phoned it up and he's dragged it out, which is like kind of, that's just fucking stupid because that thing's not going to stay in there. In Sea of Sorrows. And then it kills the entire squad behind him really quickly. And you're like, fuck, it's really scary. The other thing too is the aliens are intelligent, yeah? And believe it or not, they actually like to fuck with people. Yeah, and it's like kind of, it has chances to kill and it doesn't kill. Example, Ripley. Yeah, the amount of times it could have got her in Alien, but it likes to fuck. It sometimes likes to toy with its food. Yeah, it does like to do that. The aliens are supposed to be telepathic. Yeah, they're supposed to have like a low level psychic field that connects them, so they can figure things out. Yeah, that's what that buzzing is that people were hearing when the aliens are around. It also, that buzzing that you get from that is supposed to act like the clock for the crocodile in Peter Pan. So you can hear that. And it's weird because the guy in charge of the Prodigy Corporation, I can't remember his name now, Cavalier or something, yeah, he's going to be Captain Hook, and it's going to get him at the end. And
that's what I was going to say. Is that who's it? Because I mean, one thing that really surprised me, Aid Edmondson is in this, because I was like,
yeah, he's the butler.
When he turns up, it's like, I know that. That's Aid Edmondson.
I didn't notice. I didn't notice until it cut, because it kind of cuts. It doesn't give.
Yeah, I didn't notice at first, and then suddenly realised who it was. Yeah, Aid Edmondson. So
I've got a feeling that the alien's gonna get Boy Cavalier, whatever his name is, which will be interesting. The Teocellus, the ocular thing, the little kind of squiddy eyeball, that I think is going to be the standout kind of terrifying thing, because I know that they do. Oh, dude, they tried it on a sheep. They'll try it on a sheep, and they'll tell you more about it when they try it on the sheep, which will be interesting. The eggs there, we don't know if the eggs are from the derelict on LV-426 or if they are David's eggs. Because if they're David's eggs, they're not xenomorphs, they're protomorphs or something, which is kind of like the precursor.
Yeah.
Because the black goo in Prometheus, yeah?
Yes.
The face huggers don't impregnate you with an embryo. They impregnate you with black goo.
Yes.
Yeah, and that then grows the thing, which then comes out. And the engineers in Prometheus were harvesting that black goo because that black goo allowed them to do lots of cool kind of experiments and stuff.
You see, we haven't seen how the xenomorph got out yet, because right at the beginning you see the face hugger. You do not see the xenomorph, right? And then you see the xenomorph when the ship is crashing. And you don't even really know why he's crashing the ship. I know he survives in the bunker thing, but the xenomorph wants to kill him. But we don't know how the xenomorph got out yet, or if it, it clearly grew in somebody.
So Chang. So I think Chang. Right. So then when you were on the ship, yeah, and you saw them doing their having their breakfast and whatnot, yeah, you had Chang looking creepily over someone in cryo, yeah. Who clearly was the person who got impregnated, because when you came back to the thingy, their pod had the thing burst out of them, yeah? Chang was also sitting with someone else, and I think him and that woman are both since. I think they've both survived the crash. Yeah? I think they've both survived the crash, and they're going to be the people on the Weyland-Yutani side trying to sort some stuff out. But the thing is there's... I don't know if his face appeared on the Prodigy wall, like Cavalier had made that android and infiltrated that beforehand, but that doesn't make any sense. 65 years in the past, blah blah blah. My brain's going, that's not quite logical. Maybe his father set it up. Maybe that's the trick with that. But yeah, and it's they do stupid things, but people do stupid things. Yeah, everyone thinks that everyone in a crisis is logical. I'll tell you one thing. Yeah, if you explode a bomb in a city, where do you think people are going to run to? They run towards the sound of the bomb. Yeah, so if you're ever getting crisis training, the crisis training goes as follows: stop, look where everyone's running to, go the other fucking direction. Yeah, if a bomb's gone off, you go the other direction, because they wind up running towards the like cattle run towards the thing, and it's annoying because people do stupid things under pressure. But the brother character I don't like. That's a problem storyline wise. That is a problem storyline. I know that you're like kind of, they got these old cartoons and this, that, and the other, and you could point at maybe when the corporations took over, creativity died. These giant tech companies, these giant tech companies took over, and all creativity died. Is that not a modern allegory for something, Keith? Keith, think about it.
Yes, I know what you mean. But again, it was
and then hang on a second. I will just put one other thing in there. The parallels in Star Trek, but all they do is listen to fucking jazz. There's no heavy metal. There's no fucking things. The closest you got was what's that last Star Trek film that was crap?
Into Darkness.
Not Into Darkness. The one after that.
Beyond.
Yeah. That's the only time I've ever heard anything outside that. But that wasn't in the main Star Trek canon. Anyway, I know why they picked jazz, because copyright has expired and they're fun to play it. That's the truth. There's nothing to do with sensibilities in time. It's the fact that they could get away with the copyright. But going back to Alien Earth, I enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next episode. Can't wait to see what the other creatures are like. The plant thing hasn't quite kicked off. Timothy Oliphant's character, so fucking Roy Batty from Blade Runner. He died. Apparently, I saw an interview with him. He goes, he pissed his wife off because he dyed his eyebrows. Yeah, he told her he wasn't dyeing his eyebrows, and then he dyed his eyebrows because Roy Batty in Blade Runner, blonde hair, blonde eyebrows. Rutger Hauer, fucking fantastic. Go on, let's hear you moan about the thing now.
No, I've moaned about it. I said it. Look, they didn't. I've already moaned about it, but that's. I'll go back and watch the second episode again, because you've given me a load of lore. Again, it's just it bugs me. That's all it is, right? It's 120 years in the future. Everywhere is going to look different, right? And I just think it was lazy. I think it was. I mean, they're filming here, right? And there is a scene where there's a very, very famous temple in a cave. Right, it's quite a very famous picture of the sun that shines, because the cave has a hole in the roof and the sun shines in on the temple at a particular point in time. And I've seen in the background, like the forefront, it's focused on the temple, and as you see, you get the silhouette of a xenomorph going past. And I went, I'm never going in there again.
Can I ask you one thing? The bit where they're in the building and they've got the statue in the background that looks a bit like an alien.
Yeah.
And you've got the soldier and the brother, and then you can see the alien moving. That set fucking Tanith off.
Yeah. And
it was just like, and it's like, I know they sit there and they go, oh, they didn't open fire. It's like, kind of, dude, do you know, soldiers don't like opening fire on people, believe it or not.
This is true. I think it's the introduction to the brother that bugged me the most, because he just looked like it just looked like he was a backpacker in Thailand. Because again, most people that actually live in this country don't particularly dress like backpackers. Where it was filmed, I know
they're dressed like fat English tourists.
It's funny. I know that was not stupid. Like the bit where he gets off the boat. That's exactly where we got off a boat the other week, when we took a person that was staying to us to that floating market, because that's where it is. And it same style of boats. Now look, 120 years ago, the country didn't look like that. In 120 years' time, the country's not going to look like that. This country is modernising at an incredibly fast rate. And I suppose it just bugged me that it was a lazy way of, showing off a character, because it didn't look set in the future. It looked now, and that took me out of what this was. It probably doesn't help that I recognise a lot of the filming locations, so that's probably on me. But the bit where you go into the house and they've got a bed sheet hanging over and they're using a projector, that bugged the shit out of me. Even the poorest houses have got fucking TVs here, right? I mean, TVs don't cost anything in Asia.
Oh no, Keith, it may have been Dad's trying to be a bit classy and have a projector. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think
Did you notice who the dad was, more importantly?
No.
Did you not notice who the dad was?
Well, this was in the Thai household, right? In the Thai household, that was trying to show them being poor. Again, it's just lazy.
No, hang on a second. Right, it's the
filmmaking.
brother and the sister, and you got the flashback where they're watching Ice Age. Yeah.
The flashback I get, but the where he sits in the house watching two Thai kids watching something on a bed sheet.
But it doesn't. If they're watching it on the TV, yeah, it's not going to give them a flashback or a memory of something that happened in the past. He's looking at it going, I did that when I was a kid.
Again, you would understand it if you'd seen it through the lens of the people here, because this is not just this. As I said, this is not isolated to Alien Earth. This is constant, right? Apple were forced to get rid of an advert last year because of the way they depicted this country. You know, what was that bloody thing on Amazon that we watched, where they escaped to a different planet through the basement? It had the guy that played Jonah Jameson in it. He was the guy who played Jameson.
But it wasn't that one.
No,
It was,
they were.
You watched it. I didn't watch it. I remember that.
And again, at the end of it, he comes out in Bangkok, right? And it's got like the BTS train running, right, which is a sky train. It runs along tracks and everything, and it looks like a very modern part where that part of Bangkok was. And they go, "Oh, this is clearly a futuristic Bangkok." It's like, no, that is Bangkok. There are moving video boards everywhere. It looks a bit like fucking Blade Runner, except they're not holograms. They're just moving video board. It's a constant thing, and it bugged me. That being said, I liked the first episode. I need to go back and watch the second episode, probably because I didn't pay enough attention. And now you've given me that lore, I might enjoy it more.
Yeah.
So I am not going to make an opinion on it, because I actually thought at first you might not like it. So the fact that you like it means I'm going to go back and watch it again. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and argue with you about it at this point.
Okay. It's, as I said, the brother and the well-lit alien. Not what you do. Not in an alien film. It's always in the shadows. Yeah, and it's weird because I think in Sea of Sorrows, one of them gets foamed up. An alien gets foamed up, and the other aliens use it to work out where the humans are. It gets caught on purpose because they're not stupid. They make the raptors. You know, they'd fucking write poetry if they could talk. Because they're not stupid. Look at the big fucking dome on that thing. It's got to have a brain. All right. Let's talk Deep Space Nine. The Marquee Parts 1 and 2. So this is set during Season 2. It's a two-parter with the Federation Cardassian Tricia along the demilitarized zone. Pushes abandoned colonies into insurgents. Cisco has to face a loyalty test. Dukat plays both an arsonist and a fireman. I was going to say an antagonist and a helpful kind of person. With a weapons pipeline, put Quark and a Vulcan operative at the kind of the center of the storm. While this kind of reframes the story of Star Trek's optimism through frontier reality, security versus liberalism, idealism versus survivalism, which can be summed up when Cisco speaks to Kira and he turns around. He goes, "You know what the problem is?" It goes at the fucking Federation headquarters. They look outside. There's no poverty. There's no homelessness. There's nothing. It's a fucking paradise, yeah. And it's not the same out here. And I love that kind of speech, and I love that kind of way of looking at things, and it makes Star Trek more interesting. But I didn't like the episode. I've said this before. Dukat is the best villain in Star Trek.
Yes.
End of.
Yes.
Forget the fucking Borg Queen. She's shit in comparison to Dukat.
Yes. I tend to agree with you. There were some things in the episode I did like how... it shows off how good Avery Brooks was as an actor, because this is probably the first time you really see him have some disagreement with himself, questioning himself, and he does it so well. It's what those episodes sets out, and it's exactly how you said it. It's the bit where he talks about them being on a paradise and not making decisions because they're in paradise and don't see the real world. And this was the first time that a Star Trek show had truly, I mean, they were doing it with Bajor, but you could argue it wasn't part of the Federation. This is the first time that they did something I think was brave, that kind of not disagreed with the world that what's his face created, but it showed that in order to make that happen in other parts of the galaxy, things could not be quite so rosy. It made it feel more real.
Yes.
And whilst the episodes themselves weren't the best episodes, I mean, I think really the best two-parters really got like once we got the Defiant and once we got into season 4, really. But it set something. It said it started. It gave Star Trek Deep Space Nine its own identity. It did something that they then actually put into Next Gen after that. The Marquee then obviously turned up because they did that with what's her face leaving the Marquee. But this was where the Marquee was begun, and it was Deep Space Nine that did it. And there are some brilliant character moments in it. Is it a two good episodes? No, not really. Right, Way of the Warrior is so much better, but it's what it sets.
What I find quite frustrating about it is there are other just single standalone episodes of Deep Space Nine before that are much more entertaining.
Yes, I agree with you.
It's a little annoying because it feels Avery Brooks carried the episode. Yeah,
yes.
Him and Marco, whatever his name is, who plays Goldacott, the two of them together. It's kind of like Scorpius and John Crichton when you watch Farscape.
There's some fantastic moments with them when they're on the runabout together, and there's a distrust of them, and there's some great sort of the two of them sort of just rebound off each other, and it's well. I had forgotten how much I like these characters and the way these characters are fleshed out. These characters have backstory. They are not squeaky fucking clean Star Trek characters, and even Cisco is not squeaky fucking clean. You find out in this he's a bit of a lad. He used to bit of a ladies' man. Used to go out and have a few drinks and score. And you go, hang on, well, there's a guy that I can sort of relate to.
I did like it when I think it's Hudson, the captain who's responsible for going up and down the thing. Yeah. He turns around and goes, "That's Dax, isn't it?" Going, yeah, because you're not, because that'd be fucking weird. And he's like, "Yeah, you're right, that would be weird, but considering that we went out drinking and shagging, around sort of thing to do that." And it's like, it kind of is good because it kind of refrains their relationship and humanizes them at the same time too, because men have needs and stuff. And if you're, it sounds odd, if you're in the Navy, when you get shore leave, you're getting some because you need to get some because you ain't getting some on the ship, because if it's an inappropriate relationship, it's not that great. That's good. Hang on a second. Before that, so Biffa brought up Counterpart was the one that you were talking about.
But it is the guy that's in Counterpart. It was an Amazon one and done season, and it was about a husband and wife that found, it was a passage to another world, and then the whole thing came out about it, and they were doorways, and one of them at the end it ended with them coming out in Bangkok. But I'll find it.
You sure it wasn't Dark Matter?
No. It wasn't Dark Matter.
Okay.
It was the guy in Counterpart. What's his name?
So
J.K. Simmons.
Right, so hang on a second. All right. So just hold on a moment. So Biffa, I said Goldacott's the best villain because his character is deep and rich, and they've had many kind of interactions and this, that, and the other, and the interactions between Cisco and him, brilliant. Yeah. So he says Khan, which is fine. You can say Khan. That's a good choice. That's good. No one's going to argue with Khan. No. Yeah, but I think the Caldecott is a much deeper character. But, he did bring up one really interesting point. Kai Wynn is the biggest bitch.
Yeah, actually, I mean, I can watch Descartes all day, and you don't, you want to, like, him to die, but by God, Kai Wynn produces more hatred in me than Descartes does.
So for the Harry Potter listeners, yeah, Kai Wynn is Deep Space Nine's version of Dolores Umbridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like kind of, what do you call it? Voldemort is the worst villain, but the one you hate is Dolores Umbridge. But as I said, best villain, not the one that I want to slap the hardest. Anyway, coming back to this, it's the time that Star Trek became a bit less Star Trek, I think, and it's weird where Sisko has kept Hudson's uniform towards the end, and he's desperate to go, come back in. I won't tell anyone that this happened. I still have your uniform. And he offers it to him. And Hudson, but considering that I think his wife died or something, and Sisko couldn't make the funeral because he was too busy doing shit on Deep Space Nine. Yeah. And that kind of... Can I ask what you're doing?
I am searching for the series whilst I'm listening to you, and it was called The Night Sky.
Okay. Thank you. I was wondering what you were doing. It's like, okay, cool. So, not the best two-parter. It could have been pushed down. I think Quark and the Vulcan lady, I can't remember her bloody name, was interesting because he's being all lecherous with her.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Because don't worry, a couple of drinks and you'll soon loosen up. And it's like, no, she's not. It's not happening. No, Quark, it's not happening. And it's like, so he's about to sit there. He thinks he's going to get something out of her, and she goes, I want weapons. And he just comes up with a big fucking laundry list of weapons. And Quark's like, but my cousin Galen could probably sort you out. He owns his own moon. I love that. I love. That's one thing I always loved about Quark. Where every time he was always compared to his cousin Galen, who owned his own moon, who was a weapons dealer. Even in Way of the Warrior, you have that speech where Quark is like kind of weapons. No one getting out of business selling weapons like that. Because there's my cousin Galen. He's got his own moon.
Yeah, but you meet the cousin Galen in the episode, and there's a great episode. The thing is,
that's the one with his mum.
I love Way of the Warrior, but some of my favourite episodes of Deep Space Nine are not two-parters. And I do think... I don't know, I think we should cover some of them. There's the one where Sisko's trapped in that time thing, and you witness Jake getting older and older, and it's played by the actor that recently died, and it is a truly magnificent performance, and it is one of Deep Space Nine's most emotionally charged. It still makes me fucking cry now, and it is still one of the best father-son real relationships, and because Hollywood just doesn't seem to like fathers and sons anymore, but the relationship between them, it's amazing. And as young current Sisko hugs his dying elderly 78 son who's sacrificed himself so his father and his younger self can have the relationship he's missed out on, and the power of that. It's a brilliant episode. It's very early on in the full season. It's just a fantastic episode. But there's the whole. We've got the whole. The next ones we'll do obviously are the. You've got to watch the final of season 2 before you watch season 3. I think. Is it?
That's the finale. Finale is the marquee one.
No, the finale of season 2 leads into the two-part. No, it's not the final. The final is where they find out the founders and who the founders are. So, because I watched it. Hang on, I'll tell you what. But you've got to watch that final episode.
I think it's the end of season 3. I think it's the episode at the end of season 3.
No, season 2, because the beginning of season 4 is The Way of the Warrior. So I'll tell you what it is.
End of season. You sure it's not the end of season 3? The one where the Jem'Hadar ambush the Romulans and the Cardassians.
So the end of the last episode of season 2 is called the Jem'Hadar. Right,
the last single episode, yeah.
Yes, but you've got to watch it in order to then watch the two-part season 3 opener, which is the Search parts 1 and 2. But then you've got House of Quark next, which is also a really good episode. And it's like a really good episode, and I suggest you watch that because that's his Klingon wife. That's a fucking great episode. Because she comes back, and Worf gets really jealous. Worf can't understand how this magnificent Klingon woman is knocking around with Quark. And it's because Quark's a fucking hero. This is the thing. People always got Quark wrong. At the end of the day, he was a reluctant hero. And he did the right fucking thing. Quark always does the right thing, which is, who's the irony
and you know the
of
worst
it.
thing is, do you know what I
Yeah.
like? It's the fact that Cork does the right thing and he hates himself for it.
But that's what made the character
Every
more
time he
interesting.
does the right thing, he does the right thing. It's like, oh, why did I do that? I could have made money. I could have had this. I could have had that. It is quite interesting, and it's very frontiery. Yeah,
Yes.
it's very Western. It's more Western in space than anything else.
But I suggest, watch Jem'Hadar and then watch the Search Part 1 and 2, because you need to watch the Jem'Hadar to lead into the Search Parts 1 and 2, because that's when the Defiant turns up.
Yeah.
And okay, not quite as cool as a White Star, but it's still a fucking cool ship.
Yeah, it's and the scale of it. I'll have to
I
ignore the scaling
know,
of it.
but you know, you and I used to get off on ship porn, right? And you know, I told you at college how good the fucking Defiant was. You went, you ain't seen anything yet, mate. And I admitted that the White Star was cooler. And I always do think that the White Star is cooler. But the Defiant was one of the coolest ships in Star Trek.
I've lost my audio, Keith.
And we're into an episode of Midnight Caller. And
Talking about, I can't hear a word of him. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Just nod
Yes.
if you can. I can't hear a word that you're fucking saying. Which isn't a bad thing, because this is where we're going to end this episode, because I can't talk to Keith. So, thank you very much for watching. We will be doing more Deep Space Nine. I will do the Jem'Hadar, and I will do Searches Part 1 and 2, and I will probably enjoy the hell out of them. But until next week, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much. If you've got this far, please give us a like, a thumbs up, and a share if possible. And Keith, say goodbye. I don't know if anyone can hear you or if anyone can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. He does sound like he's on a radio show. Yeah.